Come on in, have a seat. We're going to sew, grow, and learn today. What are we sewing? A bucket hat. Those of you here, thank you for tuning in. This is Tracy, passionately intrigued arts. And what I'm doing is make a medium-sized bucket hat. So I'm starting out by sewing the top of the hat to the side of the hat. I'm going to do a 1/4 inch seam right here. You can go in as far as a 1/2 inch. Take your time because you're going in a circle. And you want to stay within that 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch, whatever you select for the seam. And it's easier for me to do a 1/4 inch because I can line up the material, the edge of the material, with the side of my foot of the sewing machine. Just taking the pins out as I go around. And I had this, what is this stuff called? This interfacing. I had it on this side, but it makes it too tight to line up your top of your hat with the sides. So I tore the fusible liner off of the side part. I'm learning as I go. I'm no expert, but I'm loving this sewing journey. I'm starting to get orders for these hats. So just take your time. It's not that hard to go in a circle if you take your time. And make sure to backstitch when you get all the way around. So this is what we have. Then you'll trim this around, all the way around, or you can clip it. You can make darts like this, or my sewing scissors, or you can just trim. I trim it down about halfway. So I did a 1/4 inch. I'm going to trim it down to 1/8 of an inch all the way around. I'd rather do that than to put the darts all the way around. So let me do this and I shall return. So here it is, trimmed all the way down. And then what I failed to show you, or what didn't record, is the first step. The first step was sewing these pieces together. The brim, I sewed it here together, and then I stitched each side down to hold the seam edges down. So I sewed this together to make it one piece, and then I sewed this part of the hat. It was one piece, and I sewed it together right here. And then I sewed down the flaps here after I put the two together. And what you see here is where I cut away the fusible interfacing, because it doesn't allow this material to move in order to pin it to the top. So I took that off. So now let me show you. I'll turn this inside out so you can see the top of the hat, of the bucket hat. So this is what we're looking like so far. And so your next step will be to take the brim part, and you're going to meet the good side to the good side, the what do you call it? The pretty side to the pretty side. So you have darts that you have cut into each piece. The pattern comes with darts. And so you're going to match up the darts. And I start with the seams where I sew this together and where I sewed this together. Speaking of patterns, it didn't record this part either for me to show you the pattern. And I got this online after watching a YouTube video, and the station is called It's So Cool. I believe that was the station, but I know this is how I got, yes, how I got this off the, she offers a link to a free pattern. And so this is the medium. I've done a large before, and this is the medium. So you have one cut with this, and that's the material. That's what self means. And then you'll have one cut of the lining. And then you'll have, this is the part that goes around the top of the hat. And it comes in 3 pieces, and you'll just line them up. You'll line up 1 to 1, and then 2 to 2. And so I've just cut mine out, and I used, what do you call that stuff? Laminate paper, so that these don't tear, and you can use them over and over. So you'll cut just one of these. Nope, it says 1 lining and 1 self. But I took that lining off on this because I couldn't line up the 2 pieces. That lining made it so stiff I couldn't line up the 2 pieces. You might have better luck. And then I just taped all 3 of them together. And then that way I can fold them up when I'm done to put them away. And then this large one here is the brim. And it's part C, and it comes in 3 pieces. And this one, she says to cut 2, but I don't follow her pattern the way she makes hers. I cut 1 of these, and you'll see why. I'm making this a reversible hat, so I have another material that I've done the same exact thing with, that I will be putting together with this navy blue material. She does hers a little different, and I switched it up some to my liking. Okay, with that out of the way, enough talking here. So now we'll put these pieces together, the brim and the top of the hat. So you have notches cut in here, but I start with the seam, which would have been a notch, and this is inside out, and this is turned the right way. But when you put them together, you have right sides together. You have the material outside the material pieces together. So you just line up your notches first. So I'm going to line the seam up and pin it. Then I'll come across to the other side. Let me stick that on the inside. And I'll find this notch opposite of this seam, which is right here, and I'll line it up with this notch. I'll pin that, and then I'll do the other 2 sides. So there's a notch over here. Line these 2 up. You'll line these other 2 up, and then continue to pin around. I'll come back after I pin this entire hat together. Now I've matched these up all the way around, and I'm going to sew 1/4 of an inch of a seam all the way around here. Now you guys don't quote me on these instructions. I'm not the best sewer, but I don't think I'm the worst. I'm learning. I'm learning as I go, and I'm growing as I learn. So don't quote me on the terminology for sewing and all that. I'm just winging it and doing the best I can. So I'm going to sew around here all the way around, and I'll return after that so that you do not have to listen to this loud sewing machine. I can just mute this part and speed it up, and that's what I'll do. Back stitch and then go around 1/4 of an inch, taking the pins out as you go. Take your time. And back stitch when you get all the way around. And here we have it. This bucket hat is forming. I think it should be a little stiffer because of that lining. I didn't put that lining in there, but it's okay because I'm doing a reversible hat, and this is going to go on the inside of another bucket hat, and so it'll sit properly. Now here is the other bucket hat that I sewed. Um, it's going to be reversible. This is actually, for me, the outside, but you can reverse it to the blue side once I get done. So I lined up the seams, and this is like a corduroy material, so it's heavy, it's stiff, and so you'll take the pieces and line it up, leave this one this way, and turn this one inside out, so that you have the good side to the good side, or the pretty side to the pretty side. So let me find this seam, and I'll start here and line this up, and then I'll pin it all the way around. I'll come back after I do that. So I line both brims up, matching the darts all the way around. And I put my pins way up here this time. So I just matched all those darts. And now I'll start to sew this brim all the way around, and I'm going to leave an opening about so big so that I can turn this inside out. Okay, so now I'm going to trim around here about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Trim that down. I will attempt to turn this inside out from this opening that I left. Stick your hand in and just begin to pull the material to you. Might be a better way of doing this, I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm just going to go around here and push it out all around this rim, and then I'll tuck this inside. See if we can do this. I'm going to get these edges, I'm going to get that blue inside like this all the way around. Until I get to this opening part. Then I'll tuck these in and pin it and sew that down. So let me pin that and sew that closed. So I'm going to start right here at this seam, and I'm going to sew really close to the edge of this brim so that I can close up this area that was left open to turn it inside out. And I'm going to take the seam all the way around. I'm coming right back to where I started at the seam. It's really thick right here. So once I get here, I leave the needle in, turn the hat, and I'm just going to stitch 2 times, maybe 3. I'm going to do 3, and I'm hand turning it. Then I'm going to turn it back around this way and come back around again. So I'm going to make seams all the way around until I get up to the where this part of the hat meets right here. I'm back at this seam. So I'll lift this up, turn the hat, stitch up 2 or 3 times, and I'm going to do 3. Leave the needle in, turn it again. Then you'll continue around with another seam all the way around. And you'll do this until you get up here. So let me continue to do all that, and then I'll come back when I am done. I finally completed this bucket hat, and it turned out pretty decent. This is just going to be the lining. I don't particularly care for this material. It didn't lay like I wanted it to. However, it looks decent. This is the stitching that I was telling you about that I went all the way around the hat with. And the particular reason I don't care for this material is it's too thin. So you should choose a thicker material when you're making these bucket hats. I ordered this material online and didn't realize it, it's cotton, but I didn't realize how thin it was until I received it. And so this is the cotton material that I ordered, and I don't know if you can tell or not, but you can actually see through this material. So this is too thin to use for a bucket hat, although I lined it with the fusible lining. You still need a thicker, heavier, dense material to make these hats. Like I said, it's okay. This material is just going to be, it could be reversed if need be or if wanted, but I prefer that this just be the lining. So let me turn it the other way, and I absolutely love this gray corduroy. It's a flat, it doesn't have a texture to it, corduroy, and I love it this way. This is really, really nice. And so this corduroy helps this hat be firm like it is. It's a thick material. So all in all, it turned out pretty good. This is what, my 3rd bucket hat under my belt? 3rd, 4th? Give me a thumbs up. please leave me a comment. Let me know how I did on this video. And I'm going to get this together until I perfect it. I have a couple orders that I have to get out. So I want them to have the right material and to look good inside and out. So here we go. This is the medium one. This is medium. The ones I made before were large. You can flex it however you want to. Flip it up, flip it down, flip it up in the back. You know, cock it to the side. Pull it all the way up. And if you choose to, you can turn it inside out and wear it on the blue side. Let's do that. Now, I am going to try the small size because this one is still a little large for myself. So there's the blue. Same thing, same concept, however you want to wear it. But this material here is not sturdy enough for me. It's okay, but trial and error. And that's in comparison to this one that I made that's large. And it kind of seems like it fits better because it has the two thick materials. This was the thick velvet type like material, and then the thicker blue jean material. So thank you for watching. Once again, give me a thumbs up. Peace out. Love you guys, and we'll see you next time around.